Beginner Guide, ROC Curves and AUC in Python. Today we will explore how to evaluate classification models using ROC curves and AUC scores. We will use simple examples and hands-on code. By the end, you will know how to plot and interpret ROC curves and calculate AUC. Running the cell now. What would you like to predict in the real world? Let us practice thinking about binary outcomes. First, let us get ready to work with data. This step always helps avoid errors and messy output. We are turning off any warnings so they do not distract us while learning. Now we import important tools, numpy for numbers, pandas for data, matplotlib and seaborn for charts. These are popular libraries in Python for data science. Now we import important tools, numpy for numbers, pandas for data, matplotlib and seaborn for charts. Numpy helps with calculations. Pandas helps organize our data. Matplotlib and seaborn help make graphs. Charts and graphs will make results easier to understand. Running the cell now. Try changing the import order. What happens if you remove one? Let us see real-life data with features about Titanic passengers. We are loading a real dataset called Titanic from Seaborn. The Titanic dataset contains information about passengers, such as age, gender, and survival. We print the shape to see how many rows and columns we have. Now we show the first few rows so you can recognize the kind of data we will use. Running the cell now. How many columns do you see? What does each one represent? Why study ROC curves and AUC? ROC curves and AUC help us measure how well a model tells classes apart. They are important anytime you want to classify something, like predicting disease, fraud detection, or who survived the Titanic. Running the cell now. Imagine using a model to spot spam emails. Why could it be important to see false alarms and missed spam? Let us tidy our data so models will not have trouble making sense of it. We pick just a few columns: did the person survive, their age, ticket fare, sex, and class. We remove any rows with missing values so our model is not confused. We turn the sex column into numbers. 0 for male and 1 for female. Computers work better with numbers. We print the new shape to check our data is ready. Now we preview the first few cleaned rows. Running the cell now. What other columns might you use for prediction? We will use everything except who survived to guess who survived. X has the passenger details. Y has the answer, survived or not. We print their shapes to be sure they match and are ready. The target only has 0 or 1. 0 means did not survive, 1 means survived. Running the cell now. Why do we separate features from targets? Try printing y.unique to see all the possible outcomes. We split the data so that one part is used to teach the computer and the other is used to check its guesses. The training set is used to build the model. The test set shows us how good the model really is on new, unseen passengers. We use test_size of 0.3, meaning 30% of the data is saved for testing. Using random_state 42 means you get the same split every run. Running the cell now. Predicting on new data is a good habit. Change test_size to 0.5, what happens to the numbers? Let us build a simple model to predict survival. Let us use logistic regression, a model often used for yes or no outcomes. Logistic regression learns to predict the chance of survival given the passenger's features. We fit the model to the training data. Max_it to make sure the model has enough tries to learn well. When fitting is done, we print that the model is ready. Running the cell now. What does logistic regression mean to you? Try searching examples in health or sports. Instead of just guessing yes or no, we can ask the model how confident it feels. We get probabilities for each test passenger, numbers between 0 and 1. Closer to 1 means more likely to survive. Closer to 0 means less likely. Running the cell now. Do you expect more values near 0, 1, or in between? What is an ROC curve? An ROC curve shows how well a model separates the two classes as you change the cutoff for deciding between them. It is a useful way to judge models for things like disease detection or credit approval. Running the cell now. When might you care more about missing positives or avoiding false alarms? Let us use scikit-learn to make the ROC curve. FPR means false positive rate. It is the share of negatives guessed as positives. TPR means true positive rate. It is the share of positives correctly spotted. Thresholds tell us the cutoffs used for deciding between classes. Running the cell now. Try to plot FPR and TPR using different thresholds. What do you notice as the threshold changes? Visualizing helps make sense of numbers you cannot see directly. Now let us plot the actual ROC curve. We plot true positive rate against false positive rate for different thresholds. The dashed line is what random guessing would look like. A good model bows toward the top left, far above the diagonal. If you see the curve close to the diagonal, the model does not help much. Running the cell now. Draw your own ROC on paper. What might a perfect curve look like? AUC means area under the curve. It adds up all the ROC curve and turns it into a single score. AUC goes from 0.5, random, to 1, perfect. Higher AUC means better separation of the classes. Running the cell now. AUC is easy to compare across models. Can you beat 0.8? Interpreting ROC and AUC. An ROC curve closer to the top left means the model is better. A perfect AUC is 1.0, random guessing gives 0.5. Use these tools to compare models and pick the best one for your problem. Running the cell now. Why do you think AUC is so popular in machine learning? Trying different models is a safe way to improve predictions. Like a second opinion, we now try a different model, decision tree. Decision trees learn rules from data to make predictions. We fit the tree just like before. We get the probabilities for survival from the tree. Let us calculate the AUC again, just like with logistic regression. We print the score so you can compare which model works better here. Running the cell now. Compare the AUCs. Why might one beat the other on this data? Sometimes, there are way more of one outcome than the other. This is called class imbalance. For example, you have many more people who did not survive. It can make some scores misleading. Running the cell now. If you had even fewer survivors, would AUC still be fair? Think why. Mini-project time. Create a baseline for comparison. Let us see how a completely random guesser does. We make random numbers for each test passenger as faked probabilities. Then we calculate the AUC for this random guesser. It should be around 0.5, just like flipping a coin. This is a good baseline. Real models should beat random. Running the cell now. Can you design a model that beats random by a lot? Try changing features and compare the AUCs. Want to dig deeper? Try this extra tip. Sometimes you care more about positives. For example, catching rare diseases or fraud. Precision means, of the positives we guess, how many were actually right. Recall means, of all the real positives, how many did we catch? This curve can be more helpful than ROC if you have very few positives in your data. Try comparing this plot to the ROC curve and think when each one is more useful. Running the cell now. Look up a real case where precision or recall mattered most. Let us try changing the rules and see the impact. Usually, we use 0.5 as the cutoff for assigning classes. But it is fine to pick a different threshold if your problem needs it. Here, we use 0.3. We turn probabilities into yes or no with this new cutoff. Confusion matrix shows how many times we got each result right and wrong. It can help you balance missed positives and false alarms. Running the cell now. Change threshold to 0.7. What happens to the confusion matrix? Common troubles and tips. Always use the test set for AUC, not training. If your data has very few positives, check both ROC and precision recall plots. Compare at least 2 models. Check what happens if you change the decision threshold. Running the cell now. If something looks wrong in your results, check data types or missing values first. Well done! Let us recap. ROC curves show how well the model sorts classes. AUC is a single number that measures model quality. Try different models, plot results, and be sure to check what matters for your task. Stay curious and practice plotting ROC and AUC on new datasets. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe for more step-by-step guides. Running the cell now. Try out a new dataset and see what ROC and AUC tell you. Thank you for learning with us.